I got a lot of player props on PrizePicks, so let's go ahead. Let's just talk about them. In this, probably sounds pretty obvious, but your goal on PrizePicks is to win your over-unders at the highest possible rate, right? Any picks you select, your goal is to win these picks at the highest possible rate, right? So I've explained it before, but if you're winning your plays on PrizePicks in a 5 flex 54.3% of the time, you roughly break even, right? Your ROI long term over a large sample size. So here you can see my 2023, right? 10% profit margin. But if you're winning your plays 54.3% of the time on PrizePicks in a 5 flex, you're going to roughly break even long term. If you're winning your picks 52% of the time, your ROI is going to be negative 14%, right? And if you're winning your picks, let's say 56% of the time, then your ROI is going to be positive 11.9%, right? So your goal on PrizePicks is simple. You just want to win overs and unders at the highest possible rate, right? PrizePicks, they don't vary payouts depending on if you select overs or unders. So you can see here, any 2-pick power play, you're getting a 3x payout. Doesn't matter if you take overs, doesn't matter if you take unders. Your goal is very simple if you want to make money on PrizePicks. Find plays that are hitting over 54.25% of the time, right? So the first play I ended up going with is right here, Tommy LaStella to get on base. So this play is from the OddsJam Positive EV tool. So positive EV, complicated word, it just means profitable bets, plays with an edge, positive expected value. Your plays have a long-term profit margin, right? They're not guaranteed to win. They're not locks. I don't win every day. But if you're betting on plays with an edge, long-term, you're guaranteed to make money. So all the EV tool is doing for PrizePicks is pulling plays, right? It's pulling all the lines from PrizePicks. It's pulling all the lines from Sportsbook. So you can see Caesars, DraftKings, Bet365, and it's showing you plays that are winning over 54.25% of the time, right? And it shows you them in order of which plays are winning the most according to the sportsbooks. So let's go through this example on Tommy LaStella. So I'm going to open up a no vig odds calculator. This is the most important calculator on OddsJam. And all it does, right, is it takes a sportsbook's market and tells you the win probability for the over or the under, for the over and the under, right, based on how juiced the over and the under are, right? So here you can see all the sportsbooks have Tommy LaStella to get on base over half of a base, heavily favored. On Pinnacle, it's minus 149. On Betway, it's minus 154. So you can see there's slight differences in the odds from book to book because all these books try to set lines independently. So again, all this calculator does, so if we put in Pinnacle's market, they have the over juiced to minus 149. They have the under at plus 111. So you can see that right here, right? Pinnacle is known to be the sharpest bookmaker in the world. They have the over heavily favored, right, at minus 149. So we can quantify, based on their market, this play is winning, according to Pinnacle Sportsbook, their model, this play is winning 55.8% of the time. Right? Based on how juiced the over is hitting at a rate of 55.8%, the under is hitting at a rate of 44.2%. So if we put in 55.8, you can see if all your picks are winning at a rate of 55.8%, your ROI for 5 flexes is going to be 10.52%, which you can see is roughly what I'm doing in 2023. Now, Pinnacle, right? All these sportsbooks set lines independently. So if you look at Bet365, they only have the over juiced to minus 140. So they're less aggressive on the over than Pinnacle is, right? They still have the over as the favored outcome, so it's going to be hitting over 50% of the time, but they don't have it as favored as Pinnacle. So if we put in Bet365's market, we're going to see a lower win probability for the over, right? It's going to go from 55.8%. So you can see, again, this was from Pinnacle. If we put in minus 140 plus 110, now it's 55.06%. It's slightly lower. So what that would mean is, according to Bet365, this play is only hitting 55.06% of the time. Your ROI would be 5.39%, right? So all these sportsbooks try to set lines independently, so you're never going to get an exact answer as to what is the win probability for this play. But as a sharp bettor, literally OddsJam is just showing you, out of the tens of thousands of lines kind of on PrizePicks across the NHL, MLB, what plays are winning at the highest possible rate. And you can see currently it's Tommy LaStella to get on base. All the books have the over heavily favored, right? And no offense, DraftKings, Caesars, Bet365, Pinnacle, all these sports books, right? They've invested millions of dollars in their ability to set lines. Their models are better than yours. If you're including Tommy LaStella under half of a base on PrizePicks, I mean, it's the worst bet of all time, right? You're getting minus 119 odds on PrizePicks, right? For a 5 or a 6 flex if you convert to sportsbook odds. And on sportsbooks, you could be getting plus 110. So you're getting ripped off, right? You're getting 30 cents worse than Pinnacle is offering. You could bet the under on Pinnacle at plus 111. So even if you don't use this sportsbook, you use their odds as a source of information, right? They have the over heavily favored and they're giving you plus 111 on the under. So all that's telling you is betting him to not get a base on PrizePicks would be absolutely getting ripped off, right? And just like a day trader, a savvy investor, if you're getting ripped off, you're literally getting like 30% worse odds than Pinnacle's offering, you're never going to make money, right? It's like being a day trader and every stock you want to buy, you have to buy at 25% higher of a price. If you're not getting value in the market, you're never going to make money, right? This is literally getting ripped off. And some people will be like, I actually think Tommy LaStella, his under should be favored. Well, that just means you think you're smarter than not only the sports books, they're $1 million models, they have better data feeds than you, better models. It also means you think you're smarter than the market, which means every sports bettor, right? If this guy was favored, if he should be favored to not have a base, so to go under, every sharp bettor, right, would have hammered his plus 110, right? Like if he were more likely to go under than over, according to the market, according to sharp bettors, according to the sports betting syndicates, everyone would be hammering his under at plus money, at plus 110, plus 111. So then sportsbooks would move odds in favor of the under, right? This market's dynamic. Just like the price of a stock goes up due to supply and demand, it's no different in sports betting. If everyone pounds the under, then you'll see the under, right, get more favored compared to the over. So you can imagine on DraftKings, if all the action starts coming in on Tommy LaStella to not get a base, they may move the odds from minus 145 on the over to minus 135 and the odds on the under from plus 110 to plus 100. That's how a market works, right? It's supply and demand. So long story short, that's kind of how PrizePicks works. You're just literally trying to find plays, hitting at a rate over 54.3%, finding plays with an edge. So that was the first play I went with, right? And then you can see Jaden Ivey, right? Slightly lower profit margin basketball play. Denny, not to get a 3. Again, slightly lower profit margin, still a good play. Then some MLB plays, and you can see with the MLB back, there's just a lot of value on PrizePicks. So long story short, what I ended up going with is Ivy over 19.5 points, Denny under 1.5 threes, Alex Touch over 2.5 shots on goal, Tyler Seguin under 2.5 shots on goal, Tommy LaStella to get on base. Then I have a slightly different 5 flex. I'm just replacing Tommy LaStella with Jabari Smith Jr. over 24.5 PRAs. Literally all these plays just from the EV tool. It really is that simple, right? Out of the tens of thousands of odds on PrizePicks, OddsJam is scanning for those rare few betting opportunities on PrizePicks. You just need 5 of them, right? You just need 5. You need 5 plays to form a 5 flex, right? Because 5 flex are optimal. So OddsJam is just showing you, here are the top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just the bet in bold, highlighted in green. So here's the next play I went with. Here's the next play I went with, right? So here's my third play. And then also for their little promo today, your first bet after 10:30 is risk-free. I played a 6 flex and I went with this for $20. If it loses, I get my money back. So an added benefit on Friday on PrizePicks, right? Your first bet is risk-free up to $20. So this is what I went with. So lots of plays. Hopefully this video was helpful. My email's in the description if you have any questions. Let's make